Another Fortnite Halloween has come and gone and has left us with some pretty awesome skins to wear in Battle Royale. With this season's theme being pretty much entirely based around the horror concept, we've seen everything from werewolves to clowns get their own representations within the game. We've even seen some of the classic skins make a return to the game, such as the Skull Trooper, to the dismay of many. But with the addition of all these new skins in the game and the return of some of the classics, it of course begs the question of which are the best. So I figured I'd make a list of my top picks for the best 5 Halloween skins currently in Fortnite, in my opinion. Let me emphasize that this is indeed my opinion, and by other similar lists that I've seen, I think yours will probably differ wildly from mine. But before we get into the list, let me clarify what qualifies as a Halloween skin. I'm basically including any skin that seems to have a spooky or horror-related vibe to it. With that being said, let's kick this video off with kicking off this list is the skin that is probably the most likely one for you to have if you're watching this video, since it's the only one on the list that was included in the Battle Pass. That of course being the Dire skin. When I first saw this skin, I absolutely loved it. Not so much for its earlier stages of the Jonesy looking guy and the Teen Wolf looking halvesy, but for the later stages of colored full-fledged werewolves that you could get. As time's gone on and I've actually attained the skin, however, it's not one that I use an incredible amount. Sure, I break it out every once in a while, and it is in my list of randomized favorites, but it's not one that I often specifically single out to wear in games. Maybe that's because it's so common to see and I like to be more unique, but either way, it's not one that I find myself wearing a great deal. Even so, however, this is a great looking skin any way you slice it. It's also one of the only skins out there that truly lets you be something that's not a human in a costume or something of that nature. It's also got a pretty killer back bling as well, which is the katana. The whole package seemingly being a reference to the incredibly popular streamer you may have heard of, Ninja.
Strap in and get good at this game because it's not going anywhere anytime soon.
Coming in at number 4, we have a pair of skins whose placement I think will be the most contentious thing about this list. Those being the Skull Ranger and Skull Trooper. Crucify me now, but I actually prefer the Ranger to the Trooper. I know, but I just think the Trooper looks awkward with its white cap. I much prefer its green variant. However, I can appreciate the OG value that's given to this skin, as it's one of the first skins released for the game and as such holds a certain place in fans' hearts. Not mine, because I didn't play back then, but people who are around to see its inclusion considering it was one of the coolest skins around at the time. For me personally, however, while I like this skin, it's not one that I even purchased when it came back around in the shop. Because for me, with its return, it made it lose the value that it had accrued as being a skin for those who are the best of this game because they've been around for so long. It's still a visually appealing skin, but it's not one that I personally cared that much to pick up. As for the Skull Ranger, I don't really know why I prefer her to the Trooper, but it probably has something to do with the fact that she's only 1,200 V-Bucks while the Skull Trooper has been raised to 1,500. I would say the Trooper has a killer back bling though. I am a big fan of horror movies, and a mainstay of horror movies are vicious and insane killer clowns. So when I saw the Nightnight and Peekaboo skins in the store, I knew I had to get one of them, especially with the inclusion of additional styles to both of them in the form of wearable masks. Personally, if I had to choose between the two, I'd go with Peekaboo, which is the one that I bought, mainly because I think the green hair color of her mask is more appealing than Nightnight's, as well as the color of her clothes. Both of these costumes are grade A in my opinion, however, and if I was made of V-Bucks, then I'd have them both. Both of them are part of the Party Parade set, and their pickaxe was actually available in Season 5 Battle Pass. However, personally, I would consider them to be Halloween cosmetics as they have a creepy variant. To me, their back blings aren't anything to write home about. I typically wear Peekaboo with the spooky team leader back bling, and I think the two mesh well together, but I just think the concept of killer clowns in Fortnite is awesome, and I'm happy to see and own a part of its inclusion. I will say, however, that for some reason, I typically suck when I wear this skin, and it's kind of made me avoid wearing it. Obviously, that's kind of a mental block thing, but it might have been higher on this list if my luck with it would have been better. At number 2, we have a skin that seems to get a lot of hate in the community. And while I can agree with the complaints to an extent, I just don't care because the end result is badass. Hollowhead is one of the main skins that I personally use in my game. I might even go so far as to say that I've used this skin more than any others in the game that I've actually went out and purchased. Hollowhead is a mashup of the Raven skin's body with some slight recolorations, and the Ragnarok's back bling, again with some slight recolorations, and a pumpkin for a head. And while you can look at this as lazy on the part of the developers, and I tend to agree with you, I also look at it as one of my favorite skins in the game, the Raven, and another one of my favorite skins in the game, Ragnarok, had a baby, and that baby has a pumpkin's head. How awesome is that? I was hyped for this skin from the moment that I saw it, and I picked it up as soon as it hit the store. At first, I wasn't a huge fan of the glowing blue light that it has for eyes, but as time's gone on, I've grown to prefer it to something like standard red flames that I would have assumed it to have had. Either way you want to think of it, however, I'm a huge fan of Halloween, and no other skin embodies the holiday better than Hollowhead in my opinion. And with his connection to the Headless Horseman, I just think he's one of the most visually appealing skins to look at in the game. Calamity continues the trend of unlockable styles for the first and last skins in the Battle Pass. And while I'm not a huge fan of her lower styles, the end result is really cool. The smoke effects on her stand out, and she's certainly the better of the two Vampire Hunter skins in the game in my opinion. Spooky Team Leader is another skin that's just a recoloration of already existing skins. While this is my personal favorite bear in the Team Leader Bear Brigade, the main reason that I really like this skin is for its back bling. The backpack goes well with any of the Halloween skins in my opinion, and it, in conjunction with the pizza back bling, are probably tied for my favorite back bling in the game at the moment. Ghoul Trooper is another one of the OG skins, and for that reason and that reason alone, I feel I should bring her up as an honorable mention. Personally, I don't really find her that visually appealing. She just looks like someone had a lot of time and a makeup kit. I'd prefer it if she was an actual zombie or something like that, but instead it's just makeup. However, I can certainly respect her as being one of the first skins, and dread ever facing anyone who's been around long enough to have it. My personal top spot on this list has to go to Heyman and Straubs. I don't know what it is about the Scarecrows, but I just think they have some of the most striking designs of any of the other Halloween skins. As for my favorite of the two, I'd have to go with Heyman, although they are both above the others as my favorites. Unfortunately, I didn't get the chance to pick up Straw Ops either time that it was in the store, but Heyman has been in constant rotation of my most worn skins, and he's not leaving that rotation anytime soon. I love the stitched mouth and glowing eyes that he has, and I think he's got the creepiest design of all the Halloween costumes. I guess I'd call it playfully dark. And while I'm not a huge fan of their connection to the sunflowers that they both sport, everything else about their design is just spot on. However, I'm also not a big fan of the back blings that they have. Straw Ops probably having the better of the two, but still, it's not one that would be in heavy rotation for me. However, Heyman looks amazing with Spooky Team Leader's back bling, and it's a combination that I've worn so many times that I can't even count. Ever since I saw these guys teased in the initial loading screen image for the Week 1 challenges, I instantly knew that I had to have one, and while Heyman looked a little dopey in the teaser, his actual skin just looks badass, and it's one that I will continue to don, all the way up until next Halloween. But that is my list, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you think my picks are idiotic? Do you agree with them? Let me know what you guys thought in the comments down below, and let me know what your guys' top 5 is. Also, be sure to leave a like on the video if you can, and subscribe for more content like this. I've got a few things planned for Fortnite in the future, including a video that has something to do with the Heyman skin, which I'm hoping will turn out pretty well. And yeah, anyways guys, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you in the next video.